Cold, lonely, stranded. Stories of bare hands just like this one that just want to be slapped by complete strangers are all around us. Now, for the price of a free refill of coffee from your favorite gas station, assuming they do free refills, some of them do, but nowadays it seems like they just nickel and dime the crap out of you. I mean, come on, I'm paying $4 a gallon for gas and you can't give me one free refill of this hot sludge you call coffee? You know what, never mind. Back to the hand. You can help this beautiful five-fingered clap maker feel loved, appreciated, and like it belongs. High five a complete stranger today. Together, we can end palm poverty forever.
Hey all you creators and creators, this is Jason Goldberg and you are watching MEometryTV, the place to be to yearn more, learn more, and earn more from your life and business. So, for those of you who are my VIPs and sign up for my exclusive email updates, you know that I just returned from 10 days trekking across Eastern and Central Europe. What a freaking blast that was. It was a good solid mix of work and play, and it was an experience I will never forget. It was really cool. I went with a big group of people for a research project. I forged some amazing bonds with those people while learning a ton about myself and about the culture of the countries that we visited. One place in particular, Warsaw, the capital of Poland, where we spent 4 days, really intrigued me. Being really excited to be in a new country while also being the least shy of the bunch, as you can imagine, and never turning down an opportunity to do some impromptu experiments, I decided to try a fun little game. While walking through the streets of Warsaw, exploring the city as a complete neophyte to the region, I decided I was going to high-five as many people as I could. The goal was really just to have split-second connections with as many locals as possible and bring a smile to their faces without looking like a dumb tourist. So this sounds really simple, right? I walk by them, I raise up my hand a few steps before we pass, and presto, hand clap city, right? Hell no. I was ridiculously wrong. Could it be that the infamous high five just doesn't translate in Europe? So I retreated after a day of defeat, and I started researching online and talking to other locals who told me they knew exactly what a high five was. So what was I doing wrong? I had showered. I wasn't wearing anything offensive. I had a big smile on my face when I approached them, and I even tapped my finger into the palm of my hand to suggest the response I was looking for, but nada, zilch. Not a single stranger's palm would be introduced to mine while in this beautiful city. So I want to take a step back here and give you just a quick little history lesson. Warsaw was all but completely destroyed as a result of the World War II attacks. You couple this with the communist regime that ruled the country for the second half of the 20th century, and the picture of why I wasn't getting any love may start to become a little bit clearer. Though the people I was trying to high-five were not themselves around during that period of time, their parents and or grandparents were. Many of these younger individuals may be the product of a so-called post-communist mentality that has conditioned them to keep their heads down, stay to themselves, be less willing to take risks, and have a lower level of trust for outsiders, or to adapt to new realities and situations. Now don't get me wrong, Poland is really incredible, and the people of Warsaw that I got to meet and sit down with and spend time with, truly caring and loving individuals, and this is by no means meant to be a generalization of an entire nation of people. That would just be stupid and short-sighted. In fact, the reason my experiment intrigued me so much is because if anyone has a good reason for holding on to their own security or being skeptical and not wanting to be outgoing with strangers, it is the Polish people. And though I can't begin to understand what growing up in that environment must have been like, I feel like at some level, I get it. So it got me thinking, what about the rest of us? What conditioning have we been exposed to and absorbed either from our parents, from our friends, or, gasp, ourselves, that is holding us back from giving out that proverbial high five and potentially experiencing new forms of joy in our lives? What do we hold as being so true in our minds that we're unwilling to even entertain the notion that this fact is nothing more than fiction we've developed to protect us from a boogie monster that doesn't even exist? I don't deserve a loving relationship. I can't trust people. I'll never be good enough. People are always judging me. I will never find happiness. I have to be the best in order to be successful. Do any of these ring a bell in your conditioned mind? I have dealt and continue to deal with some of these myself because of years of negative external conditioning. And the worst part of this whole deal is that believing the negative conditioning to be true actually attracts experiences that will back up those beliefs, making them stronger and making them even harder to overcome. It's craptasticness at its absolute finest. But luckily to every yin there is a yang, and thus one way to overcome this negative conditioning is by disassociating from it. Now, disassociating means to completely let go of the negative belief and then to replace it, but to replace it with a new and empowering belief. So let's take an example, like the one I just mentioned above about not deserving a loving relationship. If you keep that thought in your mind as being a truth that you've conditioned yourself to believe, then you will attract people that will never be able to give you the loving relationship that you do, in fact, totally deserve, and the cycle continues. So how do we reframe this belief and recondition ourselves in a way that builds a new reality where a loving relationship is possible? There can be a lot to this process, way more than we can cover in this one video, and it does take time, but the first step is to come up with a new belief that does not combat the old belief directly. In other words, the new belief cannot be, I deserve a loving relationship. Because although it's true, your brain's too smart to do a complete 180 when you've been telling it all along the complete opposite unconsciously. Your reframed belief may be something like, if I'm aware of the remarkable qualities that I possess, then I will attract others with those same qualities. Notice, the reframed belief does not even speak directly to having a loving relationship per se, but if you repeat this mantra to yourself enough and it becomes a new belief, your unconscious mind cannot help but attract people who are like-minded and who will love and appreciate you for the marvelous person that you are. Give it a try. It won't happen overnight, just as the original conditioning didn't, but once you have replaced the original fear with a new reality, you're going to see a positive influence in your life and start attracting experiences that bring you confidence and joy and a feeling of alignment with your ideal self. Your goal here is to get your mind to understand that the limiting belief is irrational and untrue, and to replace the belief with an honest one that's going to help you bust through your conditioned bubble and to high-five the crap out of life. It takes awareness, it takes conscious effort, and maybe even a little help from people that you trust, but it's totally rich and totally rewarding in the long run. I read somewhere recently that the only job of a belief is to prove itself true. Make sure the beliefs that you have are working for you and not against you. Now, as you know, we yearn, learn, and earn exponentially more when we share our gifts with each other. And as always, I want to hear from you. So leave me a comment below if you have some negative conditioning you're working to overcome or need help reframing a belief. It can be difficult, I know. Our community is here to support each other in the good and not so good times, so please share away. It's a safe environment. If you love this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and be sure to share it with your friends. And also, don't forget to head over to meometry.com to sign up for exclusive email updates and to get insights that I only share with my most engaged peeps. Plus, if you want your own personal JG, that's me, to coach you to be the best and most confident, creative, and successful version of yourself that you can be, click on the Work with JG link above or the pic of me on the right for an absolutely free one-on-one strategy session over Skype or phone to see if what I got is what you need to get where you desire to go. Now, please remember that you and your gifts are extraordinary and exceptional. Be you, do you, and love you, because you know what? There is only one of you. See you next time on MEometryTV.